For more than 40 years, Voyager 2 has been drifting outward, slowly, steadily, leaving behind the warmth of our sun and the worlds that once surrounded it. One by one, it passed the planets we knew so well, worlds wrapped in cloud, rains, storms, ice, and mysteries. It watched them like a quiet witness, observing their rotations, their swirling atmospheres, and the graceful movement of moons locked in eternal orbit. Beyond the distant frontier of the Kuiper Belt, Voyager 2 sailed into territory once found only in theory and imagination. A region so remote, so uncharted, that even the most brilliant minds could only guess at what waited in the darkness ahead. It entered space untouched by human machines, undiscovered, unfamiliar, almost unreal. When Voyager 2 launched in 1977, computers were primitive compared to the ones we hold in our hands today. The probe was small, delicate, and limited in design, yet it carried something far greater than hardware. It carried hope. It carried human curiosity. Engineers believed it would eventually fall silent, that its power would fade, its transmitters weaken, its signal vanish into endless black. It was expected to fail. It was expected to be forgotten. But the years passed, and Voyager 2 refused to die. Decades later, still alive, still speaking, it began sending data so unexpected, so sharp and unfamiliar, that scientists stopped everything and stared. Voyager 2 had reached the edge. Not a blur. Not a fading boundary. A threshold. The edge of the sun's influence. The point where solar wind breaks, where our star's protection ends. This invisible frontier has a name, the heliopause. For generations, scientists imagined it as a soft transition, like fog thinning into open air. But Voyager proved them wrong. The shift was sudden. Abrupt. Like tearing through a membrane stretched across space. One moment it was inside the solar bubble. Then it wasn't. Cosmic radiation spiked, over 70% higher. Plasma density surged. Magnetic fields twisted violently, bending into patterns no model had predicted. Crossing the heliopause wasn't drifting, it was impact. A shockwave. A door into something wild. Our solar system, it turns out, sits inside a shield, a fragile, shifting bubble shaped by the sun. Inside the bubble, cosmic chaos is softened. Outside, the galaxy is raw, electric, unpredictable. Voyager 2 confirmed another truth: this shield breathes. It expands when the sun is active and shrinks when the sun grows quiet. Radiation rises. Threat creeps inward. And the bubble is not even symmetrical. It trails behind us like a comet, stretched by galactic winds. In 2019, after more than 4 decades of faithful transmission, Voyager 2 suddenly went dark. No warning. No signal. Mission Control feared it was gone forever. Then, hours later, the probe returned to life. Systems rebooted. Signal restored. But not without mysteries. Sensors captured bursts of strange particles, magnetic distortions, unexplained spikes, right before the blackout. Perhaps it crossed a pocket of energized plasma. Perhaps the remnants of a supernova. Or perhaps something no scientist yet has a name for. Voyager showed us that interstellar space is not silent. It moves like a sea. Storms rise. Currents shift. Radiation pulses in waves, some predictable, some born from unknown sources. And then came the strangest revelation. The magnetic fields inside and outside the heliosphere were not clashing, they were aligned, as if fitted together like puzzle pieces. Either the sun has shaped the galactic field over millions of years, or our solar system formed in a region already prepared for it. If the first is true, our star is far more powerful than we ever dreamed. If the second, our place in the galaxy is no accident. Some wonder if the heliopause is not just a boundary, but a gate. Something responsive. Something aware. And Voyager 2 crossed it while carrying our golden record: voices, music, greetings, and a map showing exactly where Earth is. Was it a gesture of peace, a hand extended into the dark? Or was it something far more irreversible, an invitation we may never be able to withdraw? Voyager 2 travels onward still, a silent speck of human engineering cast into the void, small, fragile, yet unstoppable. For nearly half a century it has wandered between stars, slipping ever farther from the sun that once guided it, moving into a realm where even light seems to think twice before crossing. It whispers to us still. Not in words, but in data, tiny fragments of information carried across billions of kilometers, faint but persistent, like a heartbeat echoing through eternity. Every signal it sends is a reminder. We have crossed a threshold no generation before us even dreamed of reaching. We are no longer confined to a single planetary system. Humanity has stepped beyond the shore. And beyond that shore, the universe is not empty silence. It is structured, shaped by forces we barely understand. It is turbulent, alive with radiation, plasma storms, magnetic tides, a cosmic ocean with its own weather, its own tempests, its own rules. In that ocean drifts Voyager 2, a messenger carrying the signature of our species. A map. Greetings in 55 languages. Music, laughter, storms, heartbeat, life. Everything we are, condensed into a single golden disk, a cosmic introduction. We sent it with hope. But hope is not without consequence. Because somewhere out there, beyond the heliopause and into the deep galactic current, that record may be found. Not tomorrow. Not in a century. Perhaps in 10,000 years. Perhaps by no one at all. Or perhaps by something ancient, advanced, and patient. And if it is found, they will know where to look. Where we live. Where our sun burns. Where the blue planet spins, heavy with oceans and life. It is a gesture of peace, yes. But peace is only understood by those who seek it. So now the question shapes itself like a shadow stretching across time. Was Voyager a message of welcome, or a trail that leads directly home? As it drifts deeper, its power weakens, its batteries cool, its voice grows thinner. There will come a day when its whisper stops, when no signal returns, when the spacecraft slips beyond our ability to hear. But even when silent, it will continue to travel, longer than cities stand, longer than nations exist, longer than humanity may survive. For the next million years, it will cross through galactic night, a silent witness to things our kind has never seen. Nebulae blooming like fire, dying stars collapsing into black holes, rogue planets wandering like ghosts, shockwaves of ancient supernovae still drifting through space. And somewhere in that darkness, something may notice. Something may listen. Something may one day follow the trail back to where it began. So we return to the question, not as poetry, but as possibility. Will Voyager remain a lone traveler, a messenger forever lost among the stars? Or has it already become a signal flare, a beacon announcing that Earth is here, that humanity exists, that we are awake and reaching outward? Voyager flies on, and the universe waits to answer.